Geoffrey Kamonya's story, commonly known as Jeff, is a story of hope, inspiration, and transformation. Coming from a poor family, Jeff found comfort in the streets of Githurai, Nairobi, Kenya. Here is where his story started. Street life, drugs, and eventually mental sickness.
Kuna place alikuwa anaenda kukaa kwa takataka, yeye alikuwa anakaa hapo, anaakisha moto hata kukiwa na jua anakaa hapo. Then alikuwa tule mtu anachokora kila kitu yenye anaona kama mamiraa anakula.
Moto ikiwa hapa analala hapa, akiwa mchafu sana.
Then akisikia njaa hapo ndio alikuwa ananiomba chakula anakula. So kuna time nilikuwa namchukua namwambia kuja, oga uso, oga miguu.
Ana shida hata mchana. Na mchana saa zingine asubuhi akiwa sawa na tuendea maji pande ile ya potpo ya kupaguza viatu.
Hapo nampea nguo na change. Tunaongea tu na yeye kwa amekuishi kwa hiyo life yani kama chokora.
He lived here for years and attracted both friends and enemies.
Wajua alikuanga chizi hapa hivi. Alikuanga anaakisha moto hapo hivi hata kukiwa na mvua moto yake iko inazima. Kila saa alikuwa anaenda akiokota kila kitu akikula hadi mimi namhurumia. Baadaye alikuwa rafiki yangu sana. Nilikuwa nambai hata kali kwa kitu nikiwa kazi hapa kwa engineer. Baadaye nimemuona nimestuka na utani. Niliko na alikuwa mkonde kuniliko. Nimestuka sana lakini.
Today is a beautiful day. Jeff comes back after finishing a rehabilitation process at Precision Counseling Home at Kawasukari, Nairobi. Friends and those who can remember him are excited to see a completely new human.
Unajua siku moja tutachagua machoko kama venye Jeff amekuwa. Unaona alikuwa mtu mkonde, sasa saa hizi nasikia amaunga ako fiti.
Na after kukaa kwa sababu ya yale madawa alikuwa anatumia na zile vitu alikuwa anatumia pale kwa street, kichwa ilikuja ikakaa ni kama hayuko sawa, mpaka akakaa hajielewi, amekaa pale kwa street kwa takataka akichoma, akiwasha moto, akichoma takataka hapo.
From the streets to the home was the start of an amazing journey. But his transformation process has not been easy. His first day at Precision Counseling and Rehabilitation Home is still very fresh in our minds.
We thought we needed to rescue the man and find out his issues. At the moment we thought he was addicted, and so we went out for him. We did what was necessary. We first of all sought the consent or the grace of our leadership in the church, and when we were given an okay to do that, we went and talked to the chief, we went and talked to the DO, we talked to the police, and finally we were referred to Kimbo Police Station. We found a very supportive police officer. She was an Inspector, Caroline, and she really supported us. And on the material day when we wanted to rescue this man, Inspector Caroline came with us to the streets of Githurai, and we got Jeff. We brought him to Precision. The day we brought him, he was a very dirty man. He was actually very sickly that day. He had a running nose and it was just messy to look at. But our staff here were very good. They received him very warmly.
We helped him shower. I think his head alone took one big pail of water to clean up because he was very dirty. Actually, I met a very black person. But the more we washed him, the more we helped him clean, the more we realized he was brown. And so he was able to go through the shower and he was helped to take a shave because we had already prepared a baba to do that. And after taking a shower and change of clothes, he was allowed to take his first meal. He had an issue with eating because I think also he had not taken a meal for quite a long period of time. And so he was eating with this, he was eating in a rush and he wouldn't even hold a spoon. And so the more he stayed with us, his only mode of expression would be through drawing.
Drawing diagrams of houses and cars, and that's all he would do. We engaged him on drawings, and we would try to pick up what is his issue from the things that he drew. Part of the things that he would draw, every diagram he drew had, or every picture he drew had a picture of a gun. So we always used to think maybe he must have been traumatized by something, and so we worked on PTSD. The doctor treated guessed schizophrenia, but with time his memory came up and he started making comments of things that we would tie up here and there, and finally we were able to even locate his home. And this far, Jeff is a success story. Their story is quite interesting. Their father died when we were pretty young, and Jeff has a brother and a sister, and they became street children while their sister became a house help. And therefore the sister is not in a position to really help Jeff.
His life became a major turnaround and a source of hope to many others. Manhood development is one key area here. All clients are engaged in this program to make them better men when they leave prison. Jeff has gone through this program and today he graduated. What a day!
We would appeal to anyone willing to join and assist us work on the life of Jeff. We would appeal to anyone who can come and help us. We would want to sincerely give Jeff a home, and that would mean buying a small piece of land somewhere and maybe building a small house for him and establishing a small business for him to do. While here, he has learned to do a number of things. He has learned how to make mats, he has learned how to bake, and therefore if we had a place to position him, we would definitely start a small business for him with the skills that he has learned while he's here. Some of the things that are on my table here, he can actually make some of them, and he is a good man.
For any help, kindly contact Precision Counseling and Rehabilitation Home at +254 721 305450 or info@precisioncounseling.org, or talk to Mary at mary.njoroge@precisioncounseling.org, or visit our website at www.precisioncounseling.org.
Viewers, that was a very short story, but we're going to get deep into it. And again, let me reintroduce our guests. We start from the ladies first. Yes.
Mary Njoroge is my name.
And
Esther Wambui.
And the man of the hour. Rudia jina tena?
Jtv Kamonye Maina.
Awesome. So you're the one who kicked off this whole process.
Yeah.
And we'd like to go back to Rudi siku ile ya kwanza. The first day that you met Jeff. You can tell us what was happening, how did you come to notice him, how did you meet him?
Wow, Jeff was a man near where we used to go to church, and I think he'd been there for quite some while, and I had not noticed him.
The microphone.
I wasn't noticing him until when we began the rehabilitation center. So I started noticing, wow, this is one of my clients, and so I started thinking about him, but then how do I approach a man who seemingly looked mentally sick and is by the roadside? How do I approach him? So it took me time. I was thinking, and every day I passed through there, I even started feeling guilty. It's like you're doing the wrong thing. And a voice used to tell me, this is our entry to Githurai.
Yes.
That Jeff is our entry to Githurai. So I went and talked to my pastor, and he told me, it's okay, that's God's work. And so I was like, wow, if it's God's work, then I can go ahead. So just started that, and finally one day gathered the courage and we went to the streets.
Okay, so how did you start off the process? How did you approach him? How did you... Oh, from ulianzia wapi?
Wow. It was one of those very interesting places. I would go sit by the bus. You know, where he used to stay is where the buses at Githurai
Yes.
are there. I would sit inside the bus and I'm like, do I sit inside, take a photo of him? People who see me taking a photo of him, what would they think of this lady? And so one of the days I went to the...
Sorry, my producer is saying, karibisha mic na mdomo.
One of the days I went to the market, and just there I was, how do I start? And I saw a small girl, small in body, but a mature woman. And I asked her, would you know whom I would ask to talk to that gentleman seated over there? I pointed at where he was. And this gentleman, this lady told me, I know the gentleman. You want to talk to Jeff? I said, oh, you even know his name? Okay, so the lady told me yes, and started giving me a story of for how long Jeff has been there. That when the day Jeff came there, he was a very smart man. He came in blue jeans, but he slowly deteriorated and went down until he became the man that we were seeing that day. So we went together with that lady, and we asked Jeff to come and, if he would want to come and take a soda, and he followed us. We went to some hotel, we bought him a soda, and we spoke to him. And finally, he went back to his place and I went my way. I knew at least I had made the first contact.
Yes.
The second day I came with a psychiatrist. I requested a psychiatrist to come with me so that we could first of all see him on that place and be able to tell, is he recoverable? Can he recover? Is it material that can be healed? So Dr. Catherine Getao was a very good lady. She accepted. We came together.
Yes.
And we sat at that place and we looked at him when he was not aware he's being examined. Because for mentally sick people, you really don't have to talk back. We were just engaging him. He was eating his chips and taking his soda. And slowly, the doctor went and told us, yeah, this man can be treated. That gave us courage.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Which year was that?
2017.
2017,
Yeah.
and you have had him all this time from 2017, and now it's 2020.
Yes, we had him in the rehab all this time.
Wow, wow. Before we get to his recovery process, we'd like to get some background, yani kutoka utotoni, familia ilikuwa vipi, kabla tuulize Jeff, ama tuongee na Jeff kwanza. Jeff, habari yako leo?
Nzuri sana.
So, kitambo mkiwa watoto, mlikuwa mnaishi wapi?
Kitambo tukiwa watoto, tulikuwa tunaishi Mwehoko. Mwehoko.
Ndio.
Tulikuwa tunaishi hata huku Kimbo.
Githurai Kimbo.
Githurai Kimbo.
Okay.
Sisi, wakati nilizaliwa hivyo, si tulikuwa matajiri sana. Lakini tukakuja hivyo, babangu na mamangu wakakosana. Mtu akaenda na vitu zake, na ule mwingine akaenda na vitu zake. Saa unaona tunaishi separate.
Ndio.
Saa ndio babangu akakuja, akatuchukua. Tukaenda si na babangu, mimi na bradhangu. Huyu akaenda akaandikwa maid. Sistangu.
Ndio.
Tukaishi na babangu, ndio baadaye babangu akakufia kwa nyumba. Tukiwa tunaishi nyumba moja. Ndiyo. Lakini sisi tulikuwa tumeanza kwenda street.
Ukoshaanza kwenda street? Okay.
Sasa wakati nililetewa ripoti na vijana, majirani, boys, wakati babangu amekufia kwa nyumba. Tukachukua ma street wengi, tukaenda mpaka huko. Tukamuona ndio huyu amekufa. Tukaita polisi, Ndio sisi hapo pengine tu kujua venye palienda.
Okay.
Tulienda mazishi Ushago.
Ushago ni
mimi
wapi?
na dadangu na bradhangu.
Ushago ilikuwa wapi?
Na hapa Ngoriba.
Okay. Acha tukuje kwa sister. Maisha kitambo ilikuwa vipi hapo nyumbani?
Actually, maisha yangu na Jeff ya utotoni haikuwa mazuri vile. Okay, Jeffrey na bradhangu mwingine walikuwa wanaishi na mamangu na baba yao. Sasa baba yao mzazi, na mimi nilikuwa naishi na nyanya yangu huko Soweto, Kahawa West. Katika kuja shosho yangu akaaga, mimi nikabaki peke yangu. My brothers now, separation ya baba yao na my mom, ikakuja ikawa affect, wakaenda kwa street.
Wote wawili.
Sasa hapo wakiwa kwa street ndio tulianza kutafutana. Actually wao ndio walikuwa wanakuja kunitafuta kwenye niliacho.
Okay. So hapo ndo pale Jeff alikuja kujua unafanya kazi kama msaidizi wa nyumba.
Wakati ule sikuwa nimeajiriwa, nilikuwa nasoma bado.
Okay.
Saa after kuja kunitafuta kunipata pale tunaishi, maisha ikawalemea kule kwa sababu baba alikuja akagonjeka akashindwa na kuangalia. Sasa wakakuja tukaishi nao sasa kwa shosho.
Ndio.
But kukakaa the brother to my mom ule mkubwa akakuja akawafukuza. Wakati ule wako wanajua maisha ya Githurai ya street sana. Sasa wakati aliwafukuza ndio sasa walienda kuyajua vizuri.
Okay. So sababu ya uncle yenu kuwafukuza ilikuwa ni gani?
Sababu yake sijawahi elewa mpaka wa leo. But alikuwa anafukuza akiwaambia warudi kwa baba yao.
Kwa baba yao. Okay. Na mama hiyo wakati wote alikuwa wapi?
Actually mama hatukuwa tunaelewa ako wapi kwa sababu sometimes hata mimi kuna wakati nilienda kuishi na wao nikisoma tu. Yaani nilikuwa huku, nilikuwa tu everywhere, niko huku niko kule. Wakati nilienda kuishi nao once, alituacha tu kwa nyumba.
Okay.
Akaenda wakati huo sasa wameachana na baba. Akatoka tu akaenda. Na tulikuwa wachanga sana. Sasa sisi ndio tulichukua miguu tukaenda kumtafuta.
Okay.
Wakati alituona na yeye akatoroka. Akatoroka akatuacha. Saa marafiki wake wenye tuliwapata nao ndio walikuwa wanatushughulikia. Sasa nikaona hawa siwezi endelea kuishi nao kwa sababu mimi mwenyewe sijiwezi, siwaezi. Wakarudi, mimi nikarudi kwenye nilikuwa naishi.
Okay. So mom kutoka hiyo wakati hakuweza kuwafuata kwa street ama?
Kuna wakati mmoja aliwachukua wao wakiwa wawili. Akaenda nao I think ni Kariobangi, Korogocho. But kulingana na maisha yake venye alikuwa anakaa kulewa kila wakati, wao pia wakashinda kukaa na yeye. Wakarudi kwa street tena.
Wali kutoka Korogocho wakarudi
Githurai.
Akarudi Githurai. Okay. So maisha yako iliendelea kivipi kutoka hapo?
Sasa after kukaa sasa ndio tulikuja kukawa na boundaries between wao na mimi. Wakaenda wakazoea maisha ya street sana. Mimi mahali nilikuwa ikafika mahali sasa hata mimi maisha ikanilemea. Nikaachana na shule na nikaanza kwenda kutafuta kazi za nyumba.
Okay.
Sasa nikaanza kuandika kazi za nyumba.
So Jeff, ni wakati mgani uliamua kwenda kwa street kabisa?
Wakati huo
nisaidia Mike.
Wakati huo ni wakati wenye tulikuwa tunaishi na babangu before kabla tujaenda Soweto kwa uncle yangu. Siku hiyo shosho yangu alikuwa uhai. Tulikuwa tunaishi mimi, Esther na bradhangu. tulikuwa tunalishwa, tunapewa chakula na shosho yangu. Sasa shosho yangu akaaga dunia. Hata babangu alikuwa anatutembelea na mkate, sometimes anatupea mkate. Sasa wakati tulirudishwa Githurai, babangu akatukuchukua mimi na bradhangu. Ndio sistangu akaandikwa maid. Wakati tulienda kwa nyumba, alikuwa anaenda kazini, anatuacha hata saa nyingine ametufungia kwa nyumba. Lakini anaenda anafika hapo, anarudi anatufungulia.
Okay.
Tunalia anatufungulia. Sasa alikuwa atuacha hapo. Hiyo nyumba tulikuwa tumehama tena. Sasa tukaanza hata kuishi na mattress 3. Tunalalia wanaume 3, mattress 3. Kuna kucha na sanduku moja ilikuwa hapo. Na mabarua zake, birth certificate. Tunaona na safuria 2.
Ndio.
Alikuwa atupikia kila mtu mchere yake, safuria kubwa. Babangu alikuwa anatupenda sana.
Ndio.
Anatugaia kila mtu kasafuria kadogo. Kila mtu akule. Unaona? So hapo singemlaumu, singemblame.
Okay.
Babangu
Okay, so alipofariki ndo ukaamua?
Alipofariki hata alikuwa anatuchapa sana. Lakini ndio tushike adabu.
Okay. Okay.
Ndio afariki. Si tulikuwa kwa street.
Okay.
Ndio tulikuja nikaambiwa. Ndio ndugu yangu nikamfahamisha. Babangu ameaga dunia. Ndio tukakuja tukaita polisi. Akiwa anapita pale, si unajua pale kuna Kimbo police station. Polisi mmoja alikuwa anapitia hapo. Tukamwanilia na nguvu. Tukamwanilia na nguvu sijui venye ama alisikia. Sasa ndivyo alikuja akachukuliwa. Tukasikia amepelekwa mochari. Tukaenda tukaripoti huko Ushago, mimi na dadangu na bradhangu.
Ndio.
Kwamba ameaga dunia. Na amechukuliwa na polisi.
Okay.
Ameenda mochari. Ndio brothers babangu
ndio
wakaenda wakamchukua. Wakamuosha, ndio nisikia kwa walimuosha, wakamweka kwa sanduku.
Okay. So baada ya mazishi ulienda wapi?
Baada ya mazishi saa mimi ndio nikaanza maisha yangu hapo
Githurai. So hiyo wakati baada ya mazishi mliondokeana kabisa?
Okay, nianze hapo kwa baba yao kukufa. Wakati alikufa walikuja kunitafuta mpaka kwenye nilikuwa nimeajiriwa kazi ya nyumba. Ndio wakakuja wakaniambia baba amekufa. Tukachukuana tukaelekea Githurai Kimbo police station.
Ndio.
Huko ndiko tulienda, tukasema baba yako amekufa na amekufia kwa nyumba. Polisi wenyewe ndio walituchangia fare. Wao walikuwa wanajua kwao nyumbani, mimi sikuwa najua, sikuwahi kuwa nimefika huko. So ndio walinipeleka. Ndio tukaenda mpaka kule tukaripoti. So after mazishi baba yao alikuwa na brother wangapi walikuwa wamebaki wakati ule?
Wawili.
Walikuwa watatu.
Watatu.
Wenyewe wakaanza kujadiliana ni nani atachukua watoto. Jeffrey was young but alikuwa anaelewa ule mzozano wa nani ataenda na watoto, na watoto. Alishika ndugu yake akamwambia turudi Githurai.
So Jeffrey alikuwa sasa na miaka ngapi?
2001. Kumbuka alikuwa na miaka
10 years
actually.
Kitu miaka 10 hapo. Okay.
But walikatazwa, walikuwa wamesema alikuwa anamwambia waende wapande lori ya mchanga. Kuna zile lori huenda huko kuleta mchanga Githurai, warudi Githurai. Wakazuiliwa. So wenye tulikuja kuseparate, mimi ule ndugu ya baba yao mmoja ndiye alinichukua akasema tuende na yeye Kangemi, akaniajiri huko kwake. Sasa afterwards kusikia Jeffrey wali succeed kutoroka, walipanda tu the same lori walikuwa wanasema na wakarudi Githurai.
Okay.
Sasa hapo ndipo tulikuja connection yetu na my brothers ilikatika hapo, tukawa tuko separate.
So bado ulikuwa unajua yuko pale Githurai kwa roundabout?
Nilikuwa najua.
Okay, so ungetaka kumtembelea, ulikuwa unafanya
actually nilikuwa najua cause wakati kama sijaanza kuandika kazi ya nyumba, wao ndio venye sasa walifukuzwa na anko yetu, wao ndio nilikuwa naenda kutafuta, wananipea chakula. Nilikuwa nasimama mahali kwa leri, nilikuwa nimejificha kwa sababu sikuwa nataka nionekane sana. Na watafuta, wanaenda wananiokotea machakula zenye wataokota, naenda napika. And at that time wao ndio walikuwa wananifeed.
Watoto wa miaka 10, 11, miaka 9 hivi ndio walikuwa nakulisha. Wow.
Sasa wakati huo bado nilikuwa shule, ndio sasa nikakuja nikachokeshwa na hiyo maisha, nikaanza kutafuta kazi za nyumba.
Okay, so kutoka hapo kulienda vipi kimaisha?
Sasa after kukaa wao wakawa wako kwa street all those years, mimi nikakuja nikapata bwana. Nikiwa tu kwa kazi za nyumba.
Ndio.
Tukakaa na bwanangu. Actually mimi nikiolewa, my aim was ni settle, nipate boma. Secondly, nipate mtu wa kusaidiana na yeye to rescue my brothers kwa street. But hakukwenda hivyo. Kukaa na ule mzee tumezaa na yeye watoto 3. After kulearn background yangu, akaanza mistreatment hapo. Tumekaa dakika ya mwisho tukaachana.
Pole sana kwa hayo. So bado hiyo wakati yote bado mlikuwa mnapatana na Jeff?
Sasa after nilikuwa nawapata kwa street. But yule mdogo alikuja akadisappear. Sasa huyu ndio nilikuwa naona.
Okay.
But kukaa 2017 wakati nilipewa last born wangu. Sikuwa nimepewa last born wangu. 2017 nikakuja notice Jeffrey hayuko pale. Nilikuwa namuona kwa sababu nilikuwa naenda wakati mwingine na mpe mbao, anaenda kukunywa chai, notice simuoni. Nikaenda nikaulizia hapo, nikaambiwa ati aligongwa na gari, na mwenye alimgonga na gari akamchukua akampeleka Kenyatta. Nikachukua miguu nikaenda mpaka Kenyatta. Nikamtafuta huko, sikumpata. Nikaamua niende kule kwenye baba yao alizikwa. Huko ndiko tulikuwa tumekaa, ndio Madam Mary.
Okay.
Alikuja naye pia kutafuta watu wao. So it was
mlikutana
coincidence.
Ama ni kazi ya Mungu hiyo.
Na yeye anakuja kutafuta watu wao. Sasa tukapatana huko. Ndio sasa nikalan kwenye Jeffrey alienda.
Jeff, ulikuwa unafanya nini kusurvive kwa street? Ni vitu gani ulikuwa unafanya?
Mimi nilikuwa naomba pesa. Sometimes napewa pesa. Sometimes tunapewa chakula tukiwa vijana wengi. Tunaenda tunadufu. Hata tulikuwa tunasaka mandizi kwa soko. Tunaenda tunapika. Tunapelekea madam fulani mama yao. Saa zingine tunalala huko. Anapika tunakula.
Mnalala huko.
Tunalala huko. Sasa hizo ndugu yangu bado yuko street. Unaona?
Unajua pale alienda? Kule alipotelea?
Najua penye anakuanga. Lakini ni kichwa ngumu sana. Atakangi maneno yangu.
Mliko sana?
Tuliko sana.
Pole. So Kuna mahali hapo kwa hiyo video fupi tulikuwa tumeona kwamba ulikuwa umeanza kutumia, ulikuwa unakunywa pombe na ulikuwa unakula miraa.
Siku hiyo nilikuwa navuta glue tu.
Glue peke yake. Ukiwa mdogo.
Ukiwa mdogo. Na saa zingine navuta sigara. Wakati nilikuwa mkubwa kiasi, nikaanza kuchana megoka. Na nakunywa pombe. Nikikuta pombe nimeangushiwa. Na wale watu wa vireti. Na kunywa taska na mariza. Kunywa mbili na rara. Unaona? Ama naenda na numbua chang'aa na kunywa. Kitu kaa hiyo.
Okay. Okay. Na pesa ya mogoka ulikuwa unatoa wapi?
Saa zingine napewa, nafanya kazi. Naokotea watu makaratasi, matakataka na magunia. Na magunia. Naokotea watu makatakataka, wananilipa.
Ndio.
Saa zingine napewa hata 50, 1000, 500. Kitu kaa hiyo. 200.
So ulikuwa mdosi sana. Hiyo pesa ilikuwa inaenda wapi yote?
Hiyo pesa? Saa zingine juu mimi nilikuwa mwerevu. Nilikuwa naenda kwa hoteli naitisha ugali na nyama na kula.
Kisha maliza kujibonda kutoka hapo?
Kamuhuka. Na tufegi.
Okay. Mbona ukuwa ifikiria ni swali ngumu hii. Ujitafutia, so nigithurai, ujitafutia kanyumba ka bei ndogo.
Sasa hiyo ndio suluhisho nilikuwa naenda kufanya, lakini nakaziwa pesa.
Na watu?
Na watu bado. Unajua watu ni wale wa kuenjoy mtu.
So kuna mtu alikuwa anakupromise.
Hata nilikuwa nasema ni happy naweza pata pesa. Nikomboe nyumba na nikae. Hata heri na kitanda.
Okay.
Na tusafuria twangu na kameza.
Okay.
Hata kaa sio kameza. Na mtungi ya maji.
Okay.
Sawa.
So acha tuongee na madam kidogo. So now coming back to you. You went there with the psychiatrist.
Oh yes.
So what was his state? How was he looking like? How was he speaking? What was happening with him? What made you bring the psychiatrist? Yani mbona ulifikiria lazima ulete mchanganuzi wa masuala ya kimafikira?
Well, I definitely knew he is there is some psychotic problem. I wouldn't know at that point. I thought it's just drug induced.
Yes.
Psychosis. And therefore we needed to know what is the extent. Risk we carry him with us, and maybe it will be hard to treat him. And you needed to have at least an idea.
So how was he behaving?
He used to light a fire when the sun is so hot. There is a fire that was burning that didn't go off. At night, he would be there covering himself with only polythene papers. Very dirty places. Occasionally, he would come and find the place where he sleeps, that is his toilet, and it was just a messy environment. At that point, by the time we were taking him, he had completely lost it. He wasn't coherent.
So basically, he was not talking sense.
No, he wasn't talking sense. So, and all he cared for was a soda. In fact, when you told him, let's go take a soda, he knew the particular shop, and he would wake up immediately and walk towards a particular shop. But all the same, he knew how to cross the road. He would know how to check the vehicles. He wouldn't be run over.
Yes.
So there was still some sense in him, yet he wasn't coherent at all.
Yes.
And was very dirty. On the material day that we were picking him, he had a running nose and a chest infection.
Yes.
So we easily convinced him, the police officer who had come with me, easily convinced him we are taking him to hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, and he easily got into the police vehicle and off we took.
So coming back, I'd like us to rewind a bit. What process did you use to get him into treatment? I understand you took all the legal steps as to how to take him from the streets into the rehab center. So the first thing you did is get a psychiatrist. Now from the psychiatrist onwards.
From the psychiatrist we went to the nearest police station, that was around Githurai, near our church.
Yes.
We went to the police told us, no, let's go to the chief. We went to the chief. The chief told us to go to Roiro, to the DO's place. We went there. We went and saw the OCPD, who again referred us to Kimbo police station.
Okay.
So finally we got help from Kimbo police station. Yeah.
So what type of help did you need from the police?
First, we needed someone to know we are the ones who have taken the boy, so that if the family would ever come looking for him, they'll be directed where he is.
Okay.
Again, we needed to be protected also. You could go picking someone on the streets, and the mob will be wondering, what are you doing? Who are you?
Because one or the other, they were taking care of Jeff.
Yes, one way we want to take care of him, but the people on the streets don't know what we want.
Okay.
And they think there is a community that is there in the street that knows he's one of us. So if you take one of us, they will definitely feel like you have attacked our territory.
Okay.
So we needed to be covered ourselves because we are doing a good job,
yes,
but someone could misunderstand us.
Okay. Yeah. So you picked him up. He was sick. You have landed at the center.
Yes.
So what was the process? What was his process of transformation?
Wow. On arrival at the center, we had prepared a lot of water to clean him.
Yes.
We had prepared a barber to shave him. We had prepared clothes to wear. And he was very fond of his dirty clothes. We actually did not discard them immediately because he kept asking us for his clothes.
Was he talking at that particular time?
Yeah, he would talk, but not things that are really, not things that are making sense.
Okay.
It took us time. He had lost memory of very many things. He wouldn't tell us about his home, or he knew his name. We actually used to call him Kamoshe because that's what we would hear. But we got to learn the name was Kamonye afterwards.
Okay.
Because at first he wouldn't even pronounce his own name correctly. We engaged him with a lot of drawings. We give him diagrams to draw.
A lot of art therapy.
A lot of art therapy. Because that's the only way we could communicate with him.
Okay.
There was a young man, a social worker, who would again come and sit with him and try to pick things. And everything he wrote, everything he said, he would write down.
Yes.
Would write down every name he picked, he would say, and then we would ask him exactly where is your home, exactly whom you know, until finally we were able to tie knots here and there and discover where exactly we would go.
Okay.
And one morning, that was almost after 1 year, the following year, 2018, is now when I gathered courage to go tracing the home. And I went to Goriba.
Okay.
And I had actually asked him, in that locality, in the Goriba shopping center, what is your grandmother's name?
Yes.
That home of your grandmother, how do people know it? And so when I went, I actually knocked on the right door.
Okay.
Yes. Although I got some lady from Goriba shopping center to guide me.
Okay.
Yes, and I got there.
So that's a day, the same day
I found Esther had visited her grandmother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. That's great. So from that point on, nobody is paying for his treatment.
Yes, nobody is paying for his treatment. He's a pro bono client.
So medication is coming from you. The psychiatrist visits, you're paying for them.
Yes.
All the work with the social worker, anything that had to be done with the police.
His clothes, his food, his shoes, medication. We take care of everything.
So what disorder did the psychiatrist say he has?
Currently he's being treated for schizophrenia.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you can explain what is schizophrenia in very simple terms.
In very simple terms, schizophrenia is divided personality, where your feelings...
Can I go to the toilet?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Where his feelings, his and what he's thinking, they are not in agreement. That's why he would be, it's hot, yet he's feeling cold.
Yes.
The reasons why he had the fire at the roadside.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why he had on quite a lot of clothes.
But ragged clothes. Ragged clothes, really.
Okay. Okay. So, mulipatana. So, kutoka hapo kulienda vipi? Mlipopatana na madam huko kwa shosho?
Okay. Wakati tulipatana na akatuambia mahali, actually hata yeye anaweza sema venye nilifurahia kuona ndugu yangu, kwa alinionyesha kwa picha kwa simu.
Okay.
Tukapeana contacts. Mimi nikarudi actually. Nikarudi kulan, ako tu mahali nilikuwa naishi, karibu na mahali nilikuwa naishi.
Okay.
Between Mwihoko and Kahawa Sukari.
Okay.
Tukapeana contacts. Afterwards nikaenda kumvisit.
Okay. So hii wakati wote mama alikuwa wapi?
Huo wakati wote mama bado ako Korogocho. Ndio tulikuja kulani sasa, na yeye pia alienda akakuwa addicted to alcohol kabisa. Mpaka mwenyewe pia hakuwa anajielewa. Okay. Akawa pia nikaa yeye pia ni anaishi kwa street. Like her sons.
Okay, so hakuna kazi alikuwa anaweza kufanya?
Hakuna kazi alikuwa anafanya.
So pesa ya pombe alikuwa anatoa wapi? Vile unaelewa?
Actually kuna time alikuwa ananiambia anaokota takataka, anapata akipata mbao anaenda kukunywa. Kuna wale marafiki wanaenda kukunywa na yeye. Okay. Yani she was ever drunk. Hatuko tunaelewa alikuwa anatoa hiyo mingi wapi.
Okay.
But mimi for sometimes nilikuwa naenda kumwangalia. Mara moja moja.
Okay. Okay. So Jeff, well, as he was continuing with his treatment, so what was the outcome that you were thinking about for him? Why were you looking for the family?
We were looking for the family because we hoped the family would be glad to know where their kin is.
Yes.
We thought they would be interested in taking him back home. And therefore we thought it was just an unfortunate case that they had a sick person. Yes. And now that he is well, they would gladly welcome him at home.
Yes.
So that's why I'm going looking for the home, and assuming that that would have been really a nice opportunity for them. But there they were. The sister was glad, was very happy that I was there. Actually, she shed some tears. And then was like, she was really confused. It was a mixture of joy and feeling like sadness and that kind of an experience.
Okay. So because I'm seeing our time is not our friend today. This story ni refu na ni mzuri sana. So you also mentioned that you also, there's a time when you were looking around and you were looking for Jeff's mother to get her help. So what happened with that process?
Wow. One of the days I have now, since getting to know Esther, I've walked with her, I have been to her house, I've seen her challenges. She shared with me like a counselor, she's poured her heart. And so one of the days she calls me and told me she's been called by the chief at Korogosho where her mother stays.
Yes.
And she had been told to go and pick her mother, who was now sickly and was almost like an unwanted person in the society. So I got very confused and I was like, oh my goodness, what do we do? I knew Esther couldn't bring her mother to her house because she had challenges with her husband.
Yes.
And therefore I was like, when I was thinking like that, almost confused, I remembered, I called Nakada, I called Judy.
Yes.
And I asked Judy, what can we do? There's a lady we must rescue. And it's a desperate situation.
Yes.
And Judy told me, okay, Mary, let me see what I can do. And she circulated that within the corners of APRAC.
Yes.
APRAC is an organization for addiction prevention and rehabilitation association of Kenya. And I'm very, very grateful because immediately she circulated that. I think I got like, she called me the following day and said, I have 3 of us. 3 rehabs are willing to take this lady.
Yes.
And I was given the contact of the 3 rehabs. The first one I called, we just strike a rapport with the owner and we made arrangements to take her there.
Okay, so
Esther went and picked her Actually I drove her to Korogosho. I parked by the police station, and they went to the house, they picked her things, and then we drove to Naivasha.
Yes.
And we left her there.
At this rehab, it was called, what was its name?
Simply Connect, out of Africa. Yeah.
Okay.
We are very, very grateful to Monica Karanja for the help they have given this lady for 3 months.
Yes.
And she's now well.
Amen, amen. That's great. So now she's back home, and our friend here has also been teaching himself some life skills and business entrepreneurship skills at your center. So while our producer does a small clips of what he's been doing and his journey, so what is your wish and your hope for them as a family?
My wish and hope for this family, now they've become almost my family.
Yes.
Esther calls me her second mother, and I'm humbled by that.
Yes.
I know they really don't have a place to call home. I've listened to their issues. Their parents, where their father came from, are not willing to accept this mother who has been on the streets all her years.
Yes.
Her own home, where she came from, they are like reluctant. You got married, but they don't know she got married to the streets, not to a family.
Yes.
Because Esther had not even known her father's home, her foster father.
Yes.
By the time the father was dying, she only got to know the home after the father had died. So it's like they are unacceptable wherever.
Yes.
So God giving us the resources, it would be good to buy a plot and build and start a small business for this family. They can do several small things that can earn them a living, and they'll be comfortable to have a place they call ours, our home. If you heard Esther, she said that she got married because she wanted to get a home. So the thought of not having a home has always been with them.
Yes.
So really giving them a home would be a really good thing.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. So which are these skills that you empowered our friend with, Jeff?
Jeff given an oven. Imagine he can make some bread buns.
Okay.
Yeah. He can knit. He can make shaggy mats, something close to what we're stepping on.
Yes.
Yes, he can make some yogurt. Yeah, with some little guidance and things are provided for him.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So basically, you're looking for the whole family to be settled.
Yes, there is no way of settling one and leaving another. To make them have a sense of family.
Okay.
And then they start guiding each other and helping each other. Their mother has really been wasted away by the streets.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a bit wasted. But there, she's there.
Okay.
And she's there and she's good.
Her faculties are all functioning very well.
Her faculties are all good. She reasons. Yeah, but is on medication also.
She's also on medication.
Yeah,
so
the same condition like Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are there any plans to go get his brother?
Esther has always told me that. But my thinking is, even if I get him, where do I take him?
Okay.
That has been my worry. So I'm like, okay, can we settle the ones we have first?
Yes.
Once they are settled, then we can think there is a third one.
Yes.
Jeff has been in the rehab for now 3 years plus. Because he came to Precision home on the 24th of July 2017.
Wow.
That's a while.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes he gets tired and he will tell me, I'm tired, I want to go home, but where? That has been the big question. Because I wouldn't want the effort that I have put in Jeff to go back to the streets, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what other things would Jeff need, a person who has schizophrenia, and also the issue about addiction? So what are these things that he needs to have a stable home, other than having a job and a house?
Maybe the basic house implements that one would love to have, a bed, some tables. Like he said himself, he wants to have his own table and cook his own food. Yeah, so but he does, while at the rehab, he helps a lot in the kitchen.
Yes.
That
explains the size.
He goes into when we have a small kitchen garden, he can go feed the chicken there.
Okay.
Yeah, he's able to do those small basic things of life.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So, Jeff, nyumba yako unataka ikuwa na vitu gani? Kama nyumba yenu?
Vitanda, kitanda, meza, kiti, safuria, jiko, na hata karedio. Wara ka TV. Yeah.
Wow.
So as we wind up, kuna kitu ungependa kuambia watazamaji?
Okay. Mimi Kenya ningependa kuambia watazamaji ni mtu kama uko hapo nje na unatutazama na umesikia story yetu. Sisi maisha yetu ni kama hatujawahi kuwa na kwetu. Actually hatujawahi kuwa na kwetu. Kwenye tunaweza ita kwetu. Anything small you have. Tunaomba.
Okay. Asking for help is also, it's not an easy thing. But we thank God for thus far He has brought us. So, a closing statement before we sign off.
Wow. Thank you for inviting us to come here and tell the story of Jeff. It's a story of the words of God. We believe that God will give us the way forward.
Yes.
Yes, we are hopeful in God, and we are sure God is able. And Jeff will continue to be better and better as we go on.
Okay, we thank God, we thank God. Today we are sharing a story of a man called Jeff. Today is International Men's Day, and we thank God for this extraordinary gentleman who has agreed to become well. Because we know one of the issues we have with patients is sometimes they stop being patient. And we thank the Lord for him being patient. We thank God for Esther. Asante sana kwa kushinda ukifuatilia familia. And I believe the amount of support ile usaidizi wangependa pia ni kwenda mbele atakapokuwa nyumbani, pia kufuatilia maneno ya dawa, doctor's bills na maneno kama hayo. Tunaangalia mbele. So we hope that through this and many other engagements that you'll be able to be well na utaweza kupata kwako. Na tunaomba even itakuwa as soon as possible. So we thank God for you. We thank God for you all. Thank you very much for coming on the show. And thus viewers, this has been We Do Recover. Shalom.
Jtv, your #1 Christian channel.